And to discuss this further, I'm joined in the studio by Selin Unal. She is the UNHCR spokesman here in Turkey. Thank you for joining us. Why are we witnessing an increase in number of people, refugees and economic migrants, trying to cross into Europe from Turkey?
Well, it's better to start that this is a global issue, first of all, and we're talking about refugees who are trying to flee for their lives, to save their lives. And in the 6th, 7th year of the crisis in Turkey with the Syria crisis, as you just mentioned, we still see people trying to move, and there should be many reasons for that. What is important is when we see that people on the move, we need to ask the basic question, why they're on the move? Because of the lack of legal pathways given to them, they're on the move. No matter how well system they are given in host countries, like in Turkey, for instance, we have a legal framework that provides them assistance and services that they can get benefit. Education access, health access, work, legal work opportunities. Still, we see some people on the move. This actually shows that these people, no matter how well the system is in the host countries, may have other reasons to move ahead. And no matter how many these are, we will keep seeing this. And I would like to underline the fact that how important is the life saving. Like we see in the rescue and search operations done by Turkish Coast Guards in Turkey, like as other Coast Guard operations in other sea areas and countries, it is important to save lives at first level.
We're talking about 3 million refugees here in Turkey. Of those, 2.7 million are Syrians, but you've also got Iraqi refugees. Turkey says that it is opening up avenues for them, part to citizenship, residency, officiating that. But that's a large number, isn't it?
Just to correct the numbers, in Turkey there are over 3 million Syrians registered and some 300 to 400,000 from other countries as refugees in this country. Turkey historically has been offering protection and safety for many different nationalities of persons. And this is a fact of responsibility, not only by country like Turkey, but it needs to be shared responsibility. It's a solidarity issue. Yes, they are given a system and health assistance.
Whose responsibility?
Governments, countries.
Which governments, which countries?
Every country, it's a global responsibility. It's not only Turkey, for instance, with regards to Syria crisis, just because it's neighboring Syria, and on the other side there's a war, and that made millions of people displaced and made become a refugee. It's not only Turkey's responsibility to shoulder all this, huge work.
Your organization, UNHCR, has been on this issue, the refugee crisis, since the beginning. Is there more that the UN could have done?
Well, thanks for this question, because you gave me the opportunity to once again underline the fact that, yes, we in Turkey trying to support the government that is leading the response since the first day one. It is the government of Turkey with its institutions and ministries trying to coordinate the response in different ways. Because we are talking about women, children, elderly lives. We are talking about not 3.5 million just number, but we are talking about lives spending their days and years in a country, which can turn into many different issues if we don't deal with it. And government of Turkey, with the legal framework, with the social policies provided to them, is handling it very well. It's the kind of a best practice we always underline. What we do as UNHCR in Turkey is that we just support the response of the government. And among the UN agencies, we as UNHCR leading the refugee response of the UN agencies to support the government of Turkey.
How difficult?
How do we do that is, just to come to your question, we are asking for support and funding and donations from the international community. If you ask me how well we are receiving, we are not receiving well enough. Given the magnitude of the people, given the length of the situation, 7th year, huge numbers, the call that we are asking for international society, community to support us, for us to be able to support the government of Turkey for refugees, not for the
So how do you get more money? How do you get people to help you?
Exactly. We do have response plans, Syria regional response plans and resilience plans, because after the 5th year, we also included resilience component in it. It's no longer a humanitarian issue. It's also a resilience and development issue. So we do have this joint plan that we implement together with the other UN agencies, governments, and humanitarian agencies together. We are calling for support after we come up for areas of prioritize areas for support, like education, what we need for how many people, we have targets and plans, and then we call for support to be able to implement those programs. As I mentioned, we are getting, unfortunately, less than half every year, and compared to other countries in the region, Lebanon, Jordan, and Iraq, Turkey getting always the lowest funding support from the international community.
Selin Unal, thank you so much.